I have videos that show you how to root a lace front wig, but I really want to show you how to root a bang wig, especially one that has that rubberized scalp like this one does here. You really want to have a mannequin head. This is something I think every wig wearer should have if you are planning on doing anything to your wig. You also want to go ahead and get your root spray. There are a couple different root sprays out there that you can use, but I love this L'Oreal one and it's what I use on all of my wigs, so that's what I'm using today. Also make sure you grab your wig brush and your rat tail comb. And the key to this tutorial and hack, you need some Q-tips. I know it sounds crazy, but go grab some from your bathroom and bring them and let's get started. Okay, grab your wig and your wig head and pin that wig down. You're also gonna grab your Q-tip and take the Q-tip and place it right there on the part line, pinning it down or securing it in some way as well. Now it's time to grab your spray. I have this little method that I like to do. You're always gonna see me do this flicking motion with my wrist. I take my hand and I kind of flick it. This helps me because I'm just very heavy-handed and I've noticed this gives me a little bit of a lighter hand, short strokes, and I can really see what I'm doing in the area I'm covering. When I'm doing this, I also hold this 6 inches away. I go in a little bit closer when I'm closer to the part line, and then I kind of come out as I'm doing it, and that'll help give you that nice blend. Grab your rat tail comb as you're going through and spraying and brush it out. This is gonna really show you where you've missed spots. It's gonna loosen up that spray because this does have an aerosol base, so it can get that crunchy feeling if you don't brush it out really well. Hey guys, I wanted to step in and remind you, if you haven't yet, make sure you go over to our website and grab your wig passport. This is a free all-in-one wig guide with a bunch of wig tips and tricks to help you along your wig journey. Now back to the video. Once you've gone all around the top part of the wig, go ahead and part it. I like to do the next layer, especially on these really blonde wigs, because if you don't, you're gonna go part it to one side on accident, or it's gonna move or shift and you're gonna see no root and it's gonna look fake. So make sure you go ahead and hit those spots too. You can go through and root a whole entire wig. I usually only do the crown area on mine though. Also make sure you do not forget to go ahead and hit the area around your face. That's gonna be really important because if you take your hand and just tuck it behind your ear or move it and you don't think about it, if there isn't a root there, again, it just adds to that wig factor. Now here's a difference when you're doing a bang wig versus a lace front. You wanna make sure you bring that root down and into the bang. It's gonna look odd if your whole wig is rooted and your bangs aren't. So when I do this, I kind of come along and end up with this almost egg shape. You have the horseshoe shape in the back. You want to bring that down into the crown like I do in all of my rooting videos. I explain that in depth in those, so go check that out. That's the best way for me to describe it to you. And holding it really far away when you're doing the bang and really taking your time because you just want it to be light and subtle. You don't even need it to be a ton. You can bring it down as much as you want, but not having any there is gonna, again, make it just look like a wig. Next, you're gonna take the Q-tip off, and this is really gonna show you how well this really protected that part line. It kind of protects it a little too well sometimes, and you wanna go in with a little Q-tip. Usually I'll spray a little bit of the spray onto the tip of the Q-tip, and I just kind of clean up around where I see that it's missed. You can also take a little micellar water if you notice that it did leak on to the synthetic part line at all, and that will kind of clean up the part too. So those are two fixes for two separate problems that can happen when you go to pull that Q-tip off and reveal your work. The last step, which is super important, I get messaged a lot about this method, and a lot of things that people say is it feels crunchy or my wig kind of feels crispy. This didn't work for me. What am I doing wrong? And the first thing I say is, did you take a rat tail comb and brush it out like crazy? Take your regular wig brush first, take your rat tail comb, brush, 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 brush. Take your hands, run it through a little, let it sit, go back, brush it once more. That's really gonna help break it up. Another thing too I really wanna stress is when you are using this or any type of aerosol spray, we use a lot of these. We use the Got To Be Glued spray, we use the root sprays, we use the dry shampoos, dry conditioners, any of those things that we use here on this channel. I'm always doing this in a very open space, or I'm outside, or I'm in a bathroom with a window open or something like that. So I make sure that it's very ventilated just because it's not good to breathe those things in. And I just want to remind and kind of reiterate that to everyone to make sure that you are doing this in a safe space and you're really making sure that you are able to, you know, think about yourself when you're using aerosol sprays. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have done this to your lace front wigs before, you'll probably find this really easy and a breeze to do this to your bang wigs. And if you haven't done this at all before, I hope I made this a little less intimidating and a little less scary for you. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. I'm out.